Students, this video lecture deals with another very fundamental theorem on electrostatics called as Gauss's theorem. Let us start our discussion. Before providing the general definition of Gauss's theorem, let us discuss a few very important points with regard to Gauss's theorem. This theorem enables us to find out the electric flux associated with a surface in certain situations without evaluating the surface integral of electric field. This means that Gauss's theorem provides us an alternative method of finding out total electric flux associated with a surface in certain situations. However, the use of Gauss's theorem in its basic form is applicable only to a closed surface and only to a situation where the surrounding medium is vacuum. Let us come to the definition of Gauss's theorem. It states that the total electric flux streaming through a closed surface is equal to 1 by epsilon 0 times the total charge enclosed by the surface. That means that now we know that total electric flux associated with a surface can be determined by using the surface integral of electric field. Now if the surface is a closed one, now such closed surfaces are also called as Gaussian surfaces for that matter. If the surface is a closed one, the surface integral E dot ds represented on the left hand side in this equation is used to find out the electric flux associated with the surface. According to Gauss's theorem, this electric flux has to be equal to 1 by epsilon 0 times total charge present within the given surface. Let us assume the given surface is S. We have chosen this surface S to be a spherical surface enclosing a charge Q. However, the surface may enclose any number of charges and the charges may be located anywhere inside the surface. The term Q on the RHS represents the total charge Q present inside the surface. This total charge is equal to the algebraic sum of all the charges present inside the surface. One must make sure while considering such a Gaussian surface that no charge should lie exactly on the Gaussian surface. Now let us continue our discussion on Gauss's theorem by considering a few very important points with regard to Gauss's theorem. The first point states that Gauss's theorem is true for any closed surface, no matter what the shape or size of the surface is. That means the surface integral remains the same no matter whatever the shape or size of the surface that is taken may be, as long as the total charge enclosed by the surface remains the same. As we discussed earlier, the term Q on the right hand side of Gauss's law includes the sum of all the charges enclosed by the surface. The charges may be located anywhere inside the surface. The next important point is that while evaluating the surface integral, we have to consider the electric field due to all the charges, whether the charges be present inside the Gaussian surface or outside the Gaussian surface. That means if we wish to find out surface integral of electric field over a closed surface, then electric field due to all the charges has to be taken into consideration, whether the charges will be inside the Gaussian surface or outside the Gaussian surface. However, the right hand side of the Gauss's theorem involves the expression for charge Q, which is the algebraic sum only of those charges which are present inside the surface. Thus, Q is the sum of all the charges present inside the Gaussian surface, and when we evaluate the surface integral of electric field, that is when we evaluate the surface integral E vector dot ds vector, the electric field at any point on the Gaussian surface is equal to the sum of electric fields due to external as well as the charges lying inside the Gaussian surface. Next, we come to the application part of Gauss's theorem. Gauss's theorem in general has the following applications. Now using Gauss's theorem, we can see that we can directly find the electric flux associated with a closed surface when the charge enclosed inside the surface is known. According to Gauss's theorem, this electric flux is simply equal to 1 by epsilon 0 times the total charge enclosed by the surface, no matter what the shape or size of the Gaussian surface may be. Now, in certain situations involving symmetrical distribution of charges, we can use Gauss's theorem to find out electric flux associated with an open surface also. In that case, we may have to apply elements of symmetry. We shall try to understand this with the help of a few examples in the coming sessions. Now, the next application and a very important application of Gauss's theorem is for finding out electric field due to symmetrical charge distributions at specified points. That means if we have a situation that involves symmetrical distribution of charges, Gauss's theorem may be used to find out electric field at specified points. Now, in order to find out electric field at specified points due to symmetrical charge distributions, it is necessary that a closed surface be drawn with respect to the symmetrical charge distribution. As we discussed earlier, this surface is called a Gaussian surface. Now, the point where electric field is to be determined should lie on the surface. Suppose we choose a surface S, a suitable Gaussian surface, to find electric field